Throughout history, ancient civilizations have been fascinated by the concept of curses, often believing that they could bring about devastating consequences. While some may view curses as mere superstition, there are several examples of ancient civilizations that were allegedly destroyed by powerful curses, starting with the curse of the toxic algae in ancient Maya civilization. Maya civilization once stretched hundreds of miles across Mesoamerica and the Yucatan Peninsula, with bustling cities, a thriving economy, and a booming arts and culture scene. But between the 8th and 10th centuries, it endured sudden population fluctuations, increased conflict, and abandoned urban centers. Archaeologists and other researchers have considered landscape degradation, volcanoes, and drought as possible drivers of this dramatic instability throughout Maya society. However, many believe it was actually a curse that caused this. For a recent study in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences USA, researchers probed a lake bed near an ancient Mayan city to investigate another possible stressor: harmful algae in the water supply. Chemicals called cyantoxins, which make some algae blooms poisonous, were preserved in sediments at the bottom of central Guatemala's lake, along with green pigments that record algae's presence. Now, study lead author Matthew Waters, limnologist at Auburn University, and his colleagues sampled a 5.5 meter core of lake bed muck and found a 2,100-year-old record of algae blooms, possibly caused by runoff from settlements and farms in the watershed. Now, the findings suggest these toxic blooms would have rivaled their modern counterparts. The Maya were concerned about contaminated water reservoirs as early as CE 200, said an archaeologist. Now, apparently, they knew from observing nature that there were episodes when the water did not have good quality, so they brought in sand from 30 kilometers away to create a filtering system. It is believed, though, that a curse is what brought about the algae, which was meant to wipe off the Mayan civilization, although some people suspect it's just doing, nature what it does best. We will probably never know all the reasons for the decline of the Mayans. After all, wars or epidemics may have played their part too. The curse of the Indus Valley Civilization. The Indus Valley Civilization, which flourished in present-day Pakistan and northwestern India between 3300 and 1300 BCE, is one of the oldest known civilizations in the world. However, despite its impressive achievements in architecture, engineering, and trade, the civilization mysteriously declined and eventually disappeared. Historians have long debated the reasons behind this decline, but one theory suggests that the civilization was cursed by the gods. According to ancient Hindu texts, the Indus Valley Civilization was punished by the god Shiva for its corruption and immortality. Archaeological evidence supports this theory, as excavations have uncovered evidence of widespread flooding, drought, and disease, which may have been exacerbated by the civilization's poor environmental management. Now, the curse of the Indus Valley Civilization serves as a cautionary tale about the importance of living in harmony with the environment. Now, despite many believing that it is a curse that caused the collapse, there are also a bunch of people who have other thoughts. Other theories for the collapse of the civilization include a nomadic Indo-European tribe called the Aryans invaded, apparently, and conquered the Indus Valley Civilization. The drying of the Saraswati River, which began around 1900 BCE. Apparently, a great flood might have struck the area, possibly. Crop failures could be another cause, and foreign invasions, or even the collapse of trade networks. So take your pick. There was a book written about this very curse. It's actually called The Curse of Mohenjo-daro, and it's written by Maha Khan Phillips, and it's directly inspired by the lost Indus Valley Civilization. In the book, it actually details a woman who searches the ruins of the valley and confronts her own demons. The curse of the Mayan city of Tikal. The ancient Mayan city of Tikal, a thriving center for over a millennium, experienced a decline and eventual abandonment due to a combination of factors, including overpopulation, deforestation, crop failure, and water contamination, leading to a shift from a life-sustaining environment to a sickness-inducing one. By the 9th century, Tikal had a large population, and the resulting deforestation led to soil erosion, reduced agricultural productivity, and a decline in food supply. Tikal, which is located in modern-day Guatemala, was one of the largest and most powerful cities of the ancient Mayan civilization. However, despite its grandeur, Tikal was abandoned in the 10th century CE, and the reasons behind its decline have long been debated. Decades of, constant warfare between Maya city-states, including Tikal, also contributed to the decline of the city and the broader Maya civilization. One theory suggests that Tikal was actually cursed by the Mayan gods, who were angered by the city's corruption and violence. According to Mayan mythology, the gods sent a series of of devastating droughts and famines, which weakened the city and made it vulnerable to attack. Archaeological evidence supports this theory, as excavations there have uncovered, evidence of widespread drought, famine, as well as increased violence and conflict. The curse of Tikal serves as a reminder of the importance of living in balance with nature and respecting the gods, of course. The curse of the Egyptian pharaoh Tutankhamun, or the curse of Tut, is a popular legend claiming that those who disturb the tomb of the boy king would be struck by misfortune or fatality, though no such curse was actually found inscribed in the tomb. Now, the tomb of Pharaoh, discovered by Howard Carter in 1922, is one of the most famous archaeological discoveries in history. However, the tomb's discovery was also accompanied by a series of mysterious passings and misfortunes, which many attributed to a curse. The fatalities, of several individuals involved in the excavation and those who visited the tomb, including Lord Carnarvon, who basically financed the expedition, led to the belief in a curse. The fatalities and illnesses that occurred after the tombs opened led some to attribute them to the curse, while others suggested just coincidence or other factors. Some theories suggest that toxins or molds within the tomb could have caused both. Now, Lord Carnarvon passed on shortly after the tomb's opening, allegedly from a mosquito bite that became infected. But other fatalities attributed to the curse include George J. Gould, Sir Archibald Douglas Reed, and others. Now, Howard Carter, the archaeologist who discovered the tomb, lived for many years after the tomb's opening, which some see as evidence against a curse. Now, according to ancient Egyptian mythology, the pharaoh's tomb was protected by this powerful curse, which would punish anyone who, disturbed the pharaoh's rest. Now, while many have dismissed the curse as just mere superstition, there's evidence to suggest that the curse may have been more than just a myth. Several members, of the excavation team, including Howard Carter's pet canary, passed under very mysterious circumstances, and many others suffered from illness and misfortune. So while the curse of Tut may not have been, the sole cause of these misfortunes, it is clear that the tomb's discovery was accompanied by a series of very strange and unexplained events. So this curse has become a staple of popular culture, appearing in numerous movies, books, and television shows, further solidifying its place in the public's imagination. The curse of the island of Easter. Easter Island, located in the southeastern Pacific Ocean, is famous for its giant statues, which were created by the early Rapa Nui people. However, despite the island's rich cultural heritage, the Rapa Nui civilization mysteriously declined and eventually just disappeared. One theory suggests that the Rapa Nui people were cursed by the gods, who were angered by the island's deforestation and overpopulation. According to Rapa Nui mythology, the gods sent a series of devastating famines and diseases, which weakened the population and made it vulnerable to external threats. The popular narrative is, though, that the Rapa Nui people who settled the island around the 12th to 13th centuries AD saw their population grow to an unsustainable level. This led to the destruction of the island's forests for firewood and agriculture, the hunting of seabirds to extinction, and the exhaustion of the soil. Now, archaeological evidence does support this theory, as excavations have uncovered evidence of deforestation, soil erosion, and overpopulation. Today, Easter Island does face new challenges, including climate change, which is causing the Moai statues to deteriorate, and the impacts of tourism, which are contributing to plastic pollution. It's been suspected, though, that the Moai statues were carved by the island's inhabitants to protect them from malevolent spirits. But as the island fell into chaos, the Moai were believed to be the source of a powerful curse that brought destruction. Visitors have claimed to have heard whispers and felt the statues staring at them very eerily and following them as they explore the island. Many also believe that as night comes, the Moai come to life. Last but not least, and as an honorable mention, I'd like to briefly tell you about the curse of the Knights Templar. This didn't wipe out an entire civilization, but it did a family, so it's worth talking about. Everyone knows about the superstition about Friday the 13th being unlucky, right? But few know, where this actually comes from and originates. In the early 14th century, King Philip of France was displeased with the Knights Templar funding his war against the English and did not want to pay it back. So on Friday, October 13th, 1307, King Philip, in collusion with Pope Clement V, launched a surprise attack, bringing about their ultimate destruction. However, the king did not escape retribution. Jacques de Molay, the leader of the Knights, was imprisoned and tormented over the course of 7 years and ultimately burned at the stake. Before his public execution, de Molay cursed the king and the Pope to meet their fatalities quickly and further cursed the House of Capet family to destruction. Sure enough, within a year, both Pope Clement V and King Philip had both passed on gone mysteriously. Furthermore, all three of King Philip's sons passed within the next 3 years, as did his only male grandchild. As a result of that, the French crown went to the House Valois, bringing an end to the reign of the House of Capet. Now, to this day, Friday the 13th is still considered a very unlucky day and number just in general. Do you believe all these curses? Which one has you second guessing? Let me know. Thanks for watching. I'm your host Ashley, and until next time, stay scared. Scientists have uncovered the dark truths about these haunted objects, and brace yourselves, these stories are not for the easily scared. First up, the Annabelle doll. In 2014, the movie Annabelle told the story of a haunted doll that was said to have been possessed by a malevolent spirit. However, the true story behind the Annabelle doll is far more fascinating. The Annabelle doll is a Raggedy Ann doll that was purchased by the mother of a nursing student named Donna in the 1970s and given to her as a Christmas gift. But hold on, she was apparently 28, so why was her mom giving her adult 28? Is that not weird already? Anyway, shortly after, Donna and her roommate began to experience strange occurrences, including unexplained noises, movements, and changes in temperature. The student and her roommate noticed the doll changing positions and leaving notes on the floor. It's reported that one of the paper notes had the word "help me"